Welcome to Evidence Manager. We're going to look at a brief overview of the program by completing a few common daily tasks in the evidence room. To gain access to Evidence Manager, a badge number and password are required. We'll provide those two pieces of information to get started. Once successfully logged on to Evidence Manager, the data tables can be opened by using the appropriate button on the toolbar. With the tables now open, we are initially positioned on the Files tab and at the most recent case file number in the table. In this example, we are positioned on case file number 01000034. It is a counterfeit case file from January the 9th, 2001, and the investigator is Officer Ben Taylor. We can navigate to any other of the case files. For example, we can move up to case file number 00002216. This is a file of recovered stolen property from December the 18th, 2000, and the file belongs to Sergeant Jim Reed. This is the 117th file of a total of 123 case files that we are currently tracking in Evidence Manager. This case file contains a total of 4 items. The next thing we'll do is have a look at those 4 items. That is accomplished by using the Items tab. This is the Items tab, which is a listing of all of the items for a specific case file. In this case, we are looking at the items for case file number 00-0002216, which is our recovered stolen property file. This file belongs to Sergeant Jim Reed and was created on December the 18th, 2000. The table displays all of the items for this case file. We are positioned on item number 1, which is a silver ring. On December the 18th, 2000, we received this item from the Origin, which was temporary locker number 2. It was placed there by Sergeant Jim Reed. We categorized this item as jewelry and placed it in our evidence room in the location of jewelry bin number 1. It is not diary dated and has not yet been disposed of. We can also view a chain of custody report for this case file. The report shows 2 signatures or movements of our 4 items. The first movement is where Sergeant Reed seized the 4 items from the back seat of the vehicle at a specific date and time. Sergeant Reed then placed these items into temporary locker number 2. Movement number 2 shows the evidence technician with the initials BH taking custody of the items by removing them from the temporary locker and placing them in the location of jewelry bin number 1 in the evidence room. That second movement was conducted at a specific date and time, and those items currently are located in that location. The next thing we'll do is have a look at the Persons tab for our case file. Here is the Persons tab for case file number 00-0002216. You can optionally enter persons associated with any case file using this screen. We have 2 persons associated with this particular case file. The first person on the list, William Anderson, is a suspect in our recovered stolen property case file. He is noted as the type suspect number 1. The second person, Edward Randall, is a victim in this case. He was given the type of victim number 1. If you choose to add persons to your case files, the data can be searched and mail merge letters can be produced. We'll now head back to the Files tab and create a new case file in Evidence Manager. We're now at the Files tab where we're going to add a new case file. The first thing to do is use the Add button to bring up the entry screen. Our new case file number is 01-0000075, so we'll type in 75 into the file number field. The date of the occurrence will remain the same, so we'll proceed to our charges field. Use the drop-down list to pick the charges of assault for our new file. The next thing to do is add our investigator's name. A drop-down list is also used to accomplish that. The investigator for this file is Officer Mike Judd. Our items will be numbered by the computer in sequential order, so we're finished defining our new case file. We can save our new record and notice that it's been added to the table. We do not have any items added to our new assault case file yet, so we'll proceed over to the Items tab to continue. Here on the Items tab, we're ready to add a couple of items to our assault case file. Use the Add button to bring up the entry screen. Because this file belongs to Officer Mike Judd, the default member for this item is his. However, the name could be changed if necessary. We will retain the entry date and the seize date for this item. Officer Judd seized this first item at 12:35 and the location of the seizure was the bedroom floor. Our first item description is a kitchen knife, blue handle with 7-inch blade, so that is entered as the description. We'll use the category drop-down list to assign a category of knife for this first item. We retrieve this knife from the temporary locker number 4, so we'll choose that from the origin drop-down list. We will be storing this item in our evidence room in the location of aisle 3, shelf A, so we choose that location from the drop-down list. We will not diary date our knife at this time, so we're ready to save our first item. After the first item is saved, we're ready to enter our second item. Notice that the last entry is displayed and that we are now working on item number 2. The program is assigning the item numbers in sequential order automatically. The second item was seized at 14:45 from the phone company office. Our second item is a 911 tape recording from the phone company, so that is entered as the description. The category is now changed using the drop-down list. Our origin and location will remain the same as the first item, so we're ready to save our second item. Use the Save button and notice that we are ready to start entering item number 3. We don't have a third item, so we'll exit from our entry screen. Back at the item screen, we have our 2 new items displayed on the table. We can now print barcode labels for our new items before placing them into their new locations. That's it for adding items to our case file. The next thing we'll do is add a person to our case file over on the Persons tab. We are now at the Persons tab for our assault case file where we're going to add a new person. To add our new person, use the Add button to gain access to the entry screen. Our person for this file is the victim, so we'll pick that type from the drop-down list. The new person will be assigned the type victim number 1. We will now enter a first name and last name along with an address. Adding person records is optional, but with the completed information, mail merge letters can be produced and data can be searched and retrieved. When the data entry is completed, the new record can be saved. There's only one person for this case file, so we can now close the entry screen. The new record appears on our table. We will now have a look at a few reports that we can produce for our new assault case file, so we'll navigate over to the Files tab. We are now back at the Files tab, and the currently highlighted case file is our new assault file belonging to Officer Mike Judd. We can see that there are 2 items for this case file, so let's have a look at the property report. We use the Preview button on the toolbar to accomplish this. The property report shows the case file number, the control number, who the file belongs to, and the date it was created. It has not yet been concluded. We also have the current location of the 2 items for this case file. The report can be previewed or printed. Let's close the report and navigate over to the Searching tab to conduct a few searches and retrieve some information. We are now at the Searching tab, and we'll take a look at how we can retrieve some information from our assault case file that we've just added. We could conduct a search for all of Officer Mike Judd's items, or we could search for all of Officer Mike Judd's case files. A search could be conducted for all assault case files. Another approach would be looking for all items that have been categorized as knives. We could also search for item descriptions that contain the word knife, or blade, or 911. A search could also be conducted for our person's last name, which was Weber, or address, which was 55 Main Street. As you can see, it's easy to retrieve data from Evidence Manager. And to narrow down searches, a date range could also be applied. The next thing we'll do is conduct a search and produce a report from those search results. We're going to conduct a search to find the current location of a specific item. The item we're looking for is the 911 tape from our assault case file. We'll use the item description search and look for the phrase 911, so we'll find all item descriptions that contain 911. We enter 911 and use the search button. Our results are back instantly, and we see that there are 3 different items that contain 911. The item we're looking for is the third one on the list, and the location of our 911 tape is aisle 3, shelf A. We could jump directly to that case file to see more details. To preview a report of our search results, use the preview button on the toolbar. Of course, we could print this report if necessary. We'll close the report to get back to our search results. Now we can jump to the case file. That concludes the overview portion of our Evidence Manager tour, so we'll head back to the main menu where